Soul Garden.
Hello, Ambassador Gemini. Welcome back to Soul Horoscopes, a weekly update from my webcam to yours. I'm Christopher Witecki, your host to the universe. And for one more week, I'm holding a special at soulmart.me. If you buy a 1-hour reading, you get a free 30-minute follow-up valid in 2012. Excellent for a first-time reading. For you Geminis who are not on your inner child path, superb 1-2 punch to get that moving. Hurry while Witecki supplies last. Well, Ambassador, we are with the Sun in Virgo now. The Sun shifted last week from Leo to Virgo. This shifted your focus, where you were focusing on your thoughts in themselves and your message at large. Now you are focusing on your overall emotional well-being, your philosophy of feeling good. And you are Virgo when it comes to feeling good, which means Geminis really do live kind of on like pin cushions as far as what they feel good about and what they don't feel good about. You really got to memorize the details of what Geminis like, because they are tied to certain details in order to soothe their own emotions, whether that's your blankie or that is your stuffed animal from 3rd grade, whatever it is. So Geminis are learning how to connect to themselves and their overall well-being. At the same time, this is a very powerful week, as you're going to find out, about turning the corner toward your inner child's dreams coming true. All right, but first let's take a step back. When we deal with Virgo energy, we're dealing with our heart chakra. So you focusing on your self-nurturing means you have a happier heart. As a Gemini, you use the Virgo energy to manage your emotions and feelings, your self-nurturing capabilities, and your overall home and foundation. Having well-managed emotions turns into a sense of well-being and groundedness that is essential to doing well on Earth. So this all turns into how well you are grounded. Now there are 3 stages in Virgo: live, love, and be. The first stage is how you live, and in your case, how you live in your emotions. So on Monday, we are in a breakthrough. Over the weekend, you might have had a breakdown, an emotional breakdown, might have slipped on a banana peel or fell into a hole. This is Uranus energy on Sunday. On Monday, it's breakthrough. Mercury, your home planet, rules the day, so your intellect grabs a hold of your emotions again. But I think you're cloudy and uneasy. And at the same time, your emotions are focused on trust. Now, there is a double square going on this day, triggered by the Moon in Capricorn, which will oppose Venus in Cancer. This will be a tug-of-war between where you're comfortable with certain things and your desire to grow, your desire to manifest, your desire to have more abundance. And so your desire to have more abundance is directly in the way with your comfort around making changes or changing boundaries. And if you'll notice, this all spikes up into Saturn in Libra, which is the big thing that must change. You turning the course this week toward your heart being happy all the time. This turning of the course is going to separate the Geminis who are messengers and leaders in the next stage and the Geminis who have to follow and listen in the next stage. So it is vitally important this particular week and in this particular day. Part of the destruction or part of the conflict between your boundaries and also your feeling of value is you're not quite sure if you're going to get what your heart really wants. Now on Tuesday, Venus rules the day, and that eases up pressure and makes you pensive. Emotions shift into philosophy, so you're learning and you're self-reflective on Tuesday. Venus ruling the Sun in Virgo allows you to restore balance and order to your emotional well-being. So this is a day where you can give and receive to yourself in order to feel better from whatever the lesson tripwire was over the weekend. At the same time, the universe has given us a yod, which is God giving us the finger, in this case pointing to the Sun ruled by Venus in Virgo. So this is basically saying, if you take the Moon in Aquarius, okay, if you take your philosophy and your passion about what you believe, and you also take Uranus in Aries, which is a willingness, I must say, to shift yourself and shift where you see your context in life. Basically, the universe is saying it's your context in life and how you see yourself in the world, and it's your feelings of what you believe. These are the 2 things that will help you restore balance and order to your well-being. But what's important is a shifting context, being open to where you may belong or not belong. That's part of it. So in other words, the universe is saying Geminis are getting a little hung up on what the world thinks, and I think that's holding them back. Don't do it. On Wednesday, you are clouding and thinking again. Although Neptune rules the day, so it's your intuitive mind, we're all much more psychic on this particular Wednesday. The moon in Aquarius pulls your emotions in a full-fledged self-reflective mode, so you are learning and you're trying to feel out what is most important and what brings most meaning and purpose to you in life. So that's part of the undertow of the day. But we also have this interesting diagram of energy which maps out a conscious shift on Wednesday that's vital for your success on the weekend. And you can really see it here in the planets. It begins first with Pluto. Pluto says, hey Geminis, you've just got to get used to the fact that nothing is going to be remaining the same for a while, that your boundaries and your trust are going to continually change. If you are waiting for the earth to stop shaking, you've already lost. You've got to get comfortable with surfing with the tides, and Pluto retrograde says just go with the flow and trust. Trust your sensibilities, trust your higher self. Once you can trust your higher self, that trust pours into your sun, which is focusing on self-nurturing. Once you can trust your higher self, then you can begin to operate in what will bring and restore emotional balance. When you have that, that will chime into feeling strong in the moment. Mars in Scorpio. By feeling strong in the moment, you can make the necessary changes in your lifestyle, in your day-to-day operations, and in your health to take back control of your life. This then pours into Neptune and Pisces, which is your career, strangely enough. So what this is all saying is by releasing to the idea that things are going to be solid for a while, you're able to listen to your intuition, which allows you to draw the hard boundaries in your life, which allows you to pursue what you want in your career. That's the power, I think, of Wednesday, and I think it's a powerful one. On Thursday, now we decide. Saturn rules the day on Thursday, so you're going to be deciding, in your case, deciding the emotional behavior to step away from, deciding the home nurturing situation to step away from. You know, maybe you're in a house with a leaky roof. Step away. Get out of there. You deserve better comfort than that. That makes you feel irritable. You need the nitpicky of the perfect details of the home. You know, Geminis are very nitpicky about their home and about their stuff. So you're deciding what you're going to step away from. You're feeling very sharp, and your emotions are really getting attuned with what is most important in life. In the background, we complete on this day this pattern we began yesterday. As you decide and step away from behavior that goes to the demise of your feelings and works against your well-being, this further empowers Mars in Scorpio, which allows you to draw those hard boundaries in your life and cut away from the old life and cut to the new. Then that energy flows over to Neptune, and that allows you to encompass and feel your new legacy, to feel your new future. Let's look closer at this. It's cool. As the moon moves into the house of career and really strikes the midheaven, is what we call it, you intuitively begin to sense emotionally your legacy and sense where decisions should be made. And by being able to sense where your decisions should be made, I mean, this is a Gemini's worst nightmare. You can't decide, right? So by being able to sense, use your telepathy, use your intuition, use your emotions crossing Neptune to sense where to go, suddenly you have a compass in all the chaos. What this does is allow you to heal from an old wound that made you maybe be afraid of being able to be in control of your life. That's what Chiron retrograde is doing. Chiron retrograde is reversing karma, erasing your failures, erasing your bad decisions. By taking power in now with the right decisions based on your intuitive gut and not necessarily what your mind sees, you are in fact erasing the old karma of not being in control. So pretty powerful, I do believe, for you. Oops, here I am. Alrighty, then comes Friday, and then after all that, Friday, we act. Time to take action. And the action is, all right, let's do what it takes. Let's cut out the bad roommate. Let's fix the water heater. Let's do whatever it takes to take control of our life. We're feeling that control, but now the moon is full in the house of career. So Thursday we were strong and healing. Friday, now we're suddenly immediately challenged with the full moon showers, chance of career storms or career insecurity, I guess is a good term, on Friday with the full moon. Let's take a look at what's going on with the planets. There's a tug of war. That's what a full moon is. So your emotions are getting very passionate about your legacy and your future. The sun is saying it's time to move forward with taking care of you. Take care of you first and you will get your career. That's the secret formula. Notice Mercury, your home planet, at 0 degrees. So right when God gives you this big test of trusting only your psychic emotional senses, he or she takes Mercury offline, takes away your mind, forcing you to have to use your sensibilities. I mean, I think the universe is just genius. But that said, this is a day of stepping forward and doing what's good for you emotionally, which is pushing you out of your comfort zone, and your comfort zone is living in your mind. So, genius stroke of art by God on the full moon, God University. Then on Saturday, you are holding ground. So this new I'm going to feel good no matter what, you just hold ground, you squat, you sweat through it. You could call it labor if you want. It's overcast, it's cloudy. The moon is moving out of career and legacy and shifting more to public opinion, shifting more to whether or not you feel like you belong. You might feel like a stranger in your own life. That's part of the Saturday. And the reason why this is the weekend where you have to make the major commitment to your inner child is all these pretty lines going on. As I said in the Act 3 videos, this is the weekend that determines which Geminis will move forward, which Gemini risings will have the legacy of moving forward, and which ones won't. They'll go another round on the track. The reason why you end up going another round is because once Saturn moves into Scorpio, everyone's focused on a new topic. No one has time to go back to the old. So it's a clear physics thing, unless you just want to push like crazy and work your astro off. That said, Geminis must decide by Sunday what their heart wants most. And as you can tell, the week has prepared you brilliantly to listen to your emotions and to listen to your psychic senses and to not necessarily listen to your mind. When it comes to commitment of the heart, the mind has no business in it. The mind is simply a compass. And although you're a genius at talking and writing and communicating in this particular moment in your life, what will separate the Geminis that get to use their mind and not are the ones that follow their heart. What this is a diagram of what will happen. First, Mars and Saturn are trining in to Neptune at 1 degree. Mars is 6, Saturn's 26. What does that mean? It means energy flows downhill, kids, to the Neptune energy. Doing what? Getting pregnant. What is it impregnating? Your career. Neptune in Pisces is determining with the conjunction to your midheaven that these decisions to follow your heart or not, and then Mars in Scorpio to draw the lines in your lifestyle for your heart or not, they are bleeding into your career's legacy, and so whatever you decide is what bleeds in. This is where fate is taking over. This is where we will grow incredibly fast in just 2 months. This is where if you don't be responsible, fine. You'll impregnate your future legacy with energy of not following your heart. And you'll go another round around the block. At the same time, Jupiter is squaring the sun, which means your ego is offline. You can't count on your strength. You're not really good in battle. You just expanded your courage. You just started lifting weights. You don't necessarily have the courage to go on, and that is another thing the universe has kind of set you up for. Sorry, you're going to have to rely on your intuition, your emotional ability to get through this and make the commitment to what you want in your heart. And this, of course, all plays down into Venus in Cancer, which means that as you feel your legacy, you will understand your value and your potential to make money will grow. So as a last pitch slap from the universe, if you don't get your career on the right energy, then you're going to find that you don't make as much money either. Everything is brilliantly wired to booby-trap success or failure, and Saturday is definitely a turning point. Then comes Sunday. It's IB Sunday. That's what I call it. It's basically... it's the day of synergy energy. It's a day of healing. It's really a healer's day, if you will. The sun at 11 degrees, that's the healer number. Virgo is the healer energy, so it's healer, 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 healer. So it's really the IB day, how you be yourself and honor your integrity and just live by the authenticity of who you are. That's what it's about. And the moon moves into Aries on this day, so your emotions after all this shifts to public opinion and how you feel like you belong or don't belong. Now, I'd said you might feel lonely, right? Here's why. Because at the very end of this week, after the universe gets pregnant, your career and legacy, it turns around and gives a yod pregnancy into your social life. So again, this energy, the sun, saying, can you hold space and keep yourself emotionally calm? That's the first thing. Do you have emotional ball bearings to stay calm? That's what this whole lesson has been about this week. Mars in Scorpio. Are you drawing the lines in your lifestyle that honor and protect whatever you have committed to in your inner child? And if that's all the case, boom, it gets what? Your new social life pregnant. So you're either going to break down in your social life on Sunday or break through emotionally with your social life. Social life meaning how you feel like you belong in the world. You do the soul work, you're going to belong to a new place in the world. You don't do the soul work, you're going to feel like you don't belong anywhere. Either way, God gets her way, whether you do the work or not. That's what I love about astrology, is she's really tricky, that God person, whoever she is. Whoops, talk about tricky, now she's teasing me. All right, Ambassador Gemini, that's all I have for now. But I will be back in 7 days. Make sure you watch your Act 3 video. Make sure you read all of your Witecks. We'll be guiding you in GA all this week. And see you in 7. Until then, live, love, be.